so obsessed with me. Boy, I wanna know. Just kidding. Hello friends and family from all over the world. My name is Gabby, and if this is your first time here, it would make me so happy if you would put on subscribe, and if you already are a subscriber, then well, God bless you. So, I'm a little bit like nervous for this video, I guess, because about 3 years ago now, I decided I was going to become a vegan, and you know, it's really, really tough being vegan when you live in a household of meat eaters. And a bunch of y'all can probably relate if you're trying to be vegan and you live at home. It's like near impossible because your family's always bringing the good pasta and baked ziti and pizza and grilled stuff. And so originally I was going to title this video Why I Am 90% Vegan because I would say I was only really 100% vegan, like no dairy, no egg, no chicken, no beef, no pork, nothing, for about 6 months. I wouldn't touch a nugget, I wouldn't touch cheese, nothing. The reason why I was 100% vegan was because, so I'm gonna give you guys like the backstory of why I originally became vegan. So I was in college and I was in a public speaking class. One of the students gave a speech on why you shouldn't consume meat. She kind of like talked about the industry and the harm it's causing to the earth, and she asked a question at the end of her speech, and she said, after hearing my speech, how many of you guys would consider not consuming meat anymore? And I didn't raise my hand. I was like, no way, sausage and burgers and chicken, all that stuff is like way too good to forfeit. Like I just love it. Like, my favorite meal, honestly, it's so simple. It's like Italian sausage and baked ziti. My dad came up with this idea, and it is so good. You get your protein, you get your carbs, your fats, everything in one meal. It's so good. And at the time, I was like, there's no way I could forfeit that meal. Like, it's cheesy, it's flavorful, it's delicious. Then I went and did my own research, and let me tell you, y'all, I just made the decision to go 100% vegan. And it was really easy because I was living with my grandparents at the time. I was dating a guy at the time, and he didn't support my decision to be vegan. My grandma would cook, but she was very accommodating towards my veganism. And my family is too, don't get me wrong. I'm just a weakling, and when there's pizza and good stuff around, I can't help but have at least one slice sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But through my research in making this video, I decided that it's just like not worth it. I can't support this industry, like, blah. And I really don't want to talk about this. I do want to talk about it. Let me correct myself. I'm nervous to talk about this because I don't want y'all to jump on me and be like, oh my gosh, another one of those people, evil vegans, go away. I really, really, really want to educate y'all on exactly why I'm vegan and why I think it's the best lifestyle all around, okay? So I mentioned that I was 90% vegan. Okay, so there are two things that I absolutely will not touch, and it's pork and beef. I believe that pigs and cows are beautiful creatures. They're loving, they have personality just like you and me. They are even as lovable as dogs to me. And would you cook up a dog and eat it. You wouldn't even support an industry that bred dogs, got dogs pregnant just to take their milk so we can have their milk supply and kill them and eat them and make dog patties. Like, you wouldn't support that industry. So our culture has pretty much brainwashed us to think that it's okay to eat these animals. And before I get too far ahead of myself, this video is probably going to be all over the place. I'm sorry. I actually have notes and I'm like, let me make a beautiful page of notes that I'm going to not stick to. What was I even going to say? Dog, dairy, cow. I forgot. Oh my god. I literally, I have the attention span of a goldfish. I can't remember what I was about to say. I need to chill, get rid of all distractions. Okay. Oh wow, I finally remembered what I was gonna say. Okay, wow. So I'm a Christian, as most people know, and the argument I get from a lot of people is,
didn't God put animals on this earth so that we could eat them?
and yes, God did. He gave us animals so that we can eat them. However, through my conducted research, I believe that this world is going in a direction that God never intended it to. The industry, it's animal cruelty, and I will not support it, okay? I think there's a verse in the Bible, I forget exactly what it is word for word, but it says something about, so pretty much this verse is just saying some have weaker faith, in other words, have a more sensitive spirit, so they choose not to eat meat. But whatever you decide to eat is your decision, and we should not judge each other either way. If you feel convicted in what you're eating and putting into your body, that's a sign that you just shouldn't consume those products. And I definitely feel a strong conviction eating any sort of animal products, okay? So I tried to separate our topics into two, one being health and world problems, and one being the industry itself. This is something that I'm really passionate about, and I hope that you will stick around and listen to what I have to say today. So we're first going to go through the practical reasons why I believe every person who eats meat is doing an injustice to their body. I'm going to go through the practical health reasons why I believe anybody shouldn't consume animals. The first one being that most meat is processed. Unless it's like a farm raised cow or chicken or something, it's processed, okay? And primarily like your sausages, pepperonis, hot dogs, bologna, salami, deli meats, all these things are processed in some way. Through my research, I've discovered that meats cause cancer and heart disease. And if you're eating something that's supposed to be healthy, why is it causing heart disease and cancer? Other sources that I found have mentioned that processed meats also cause diabetes. I don't know how true that is, but I remember watching that, and I believe it's What the Health. There were people who converted to veganism and it like cured their diabetes or whatever. I don't know how true that is or believable that is. I wouldn't really list it as a reputable source, but if it's contributing to your diabetes, that's something to keep in mind as well. By consuming 50 grams of processed meat a day, you're increasing your chance of cancer by 18%. There was one study that I found online that took 113 healthy men and women and decided to feed them a variation of different meals, where 25% of the meals were either red, white, or not meat protein options. After just 1 month on this diet, those who were consuming the meat from animals, their blood levels were 3 times higher than those who were consuming the non-meat option. They also were served an equal portion of saturated fats, and it had no effect on their blood levels. I'm going to be listing down any resources that I discovered through my research. So if you want to go ahead and do research on this stuff as well, please do, so we can have a discussion about it if you want to. This is just research that I found that I decided to include in this video. Meat also contains and increases your cholesterol. No fruits or vegetables contains cholesterol and actually will help with your cholesterol. However, I believe oil increases your cholesterol, but it's not like anything compared to like eggs or something like that. Now I'm going to talk about the world problems that the meat industry is causing for literally our earth. One thing that many people already know is that factory farms contribute to greenhouse gases more so than even our transportation system. I found this one source on scientificamerican.com that broke down the percentages of the greenhouse gases. 32% comes from cow waste, 14% comes from production for feed crops, 14% comes from the general farm production, and 40% comes from the feed crops and greenhouse gases. Just by feeding these animals, mostly cows, because cows are really, really big and we produce a lot of cows. It's just a lot of greenhouse gases that are immersed into our atmosphere through the whole production of raising these cows, feeding them, just so we can slaughter them and eat them ourselves. Where if we were just consuming the plants ourselves, we wouldn't need to harm our earth the way that we're doing. Just as these animals need food, they also need water, and they're consuming so much water. 2,400 grams for just 1 pound of meat. That's how much water 1 pound of meat needs to consume. Okay? And that's equivalent to about 50 full bathtubs of water. Okay? That's like a freaking lot. Like, I don't even like to take baths, and one of the reasons is because I don't want to waste water. And the biggest world problem that really makes me just kind of sick to my stomach is the fact that 90% of the Amazon rainforest has been destroyed just so we can use it for farmland to feed our demand in wanting and needing animals. Like, it's just such like a crazy phenomenon that has occurred, and it's just, we're either blind to it or it's just normal to us. There are 3 documentaries that I'm gonna mention. One of them is What the Health and Cowspiracy. They're both on Netflix. And then if you have Amazon Prime, you can watch Fed Up. That one kind of talks about how basically children are taught really, really unhealthy eating habits, and that's why obesity is such an epidemic today, because our school systems are literally conditioned so that children don't really fully comprehend or understand just how bad these foods are for them. So they're eating what they're given, and then it results in obesity. I made a playlist of videos that just have really helped me during this time. EarthlingEd is really, really fantastic. He does talks about veganism. I think he's English. He's from the UK, but he makes really great content. And then there's another video, I forget the dude's name, but it's 101 Reasons Why You Should Become Vegan or something like that. That's just a speech that's given very well about the industry, and it's so practical. You should go watch that. I feel like I've been wanting to make this video for so long, and now that I actually sat down and made it and filmed it, and it's out there, like, it's kind of, I feel like I didn't say everything that I want to say. Whatever you decide to do, just make your best conscious decision for yourself really think about where this meat is coming from, what's happening in the industry. I really wanted to focus this video on the practicalities of the industry and why I'm vegan, and there's also the whole part of it of the animal cruelty part, the whole just circle of life that we breed these animals, put them through this life just so we can slaughter them and eat them. And like, it's just meat. Like, it's really, really good. It's good protein, it's good vitamins, whatever. But the amount of effort it takes, just all the farmland we need, all the food that we need to feed the animal, all the water they need to drink, all the grain they need to be consuming to make them nice and plump so we can eat their meat. Just the whole industry, it's like rattling my brain. And the more I research it, the more I like visualize it, I don't want to contribute to it or be a part of it. So those are the practical reasons why I want to be vegan. I hope that you learned something from this video. The research is in the writing. If you go through my playlist that I'm going to link and watch the documentaries that I'm going to have listed below, pretty much that explains everything. There's also a documentary on YouTube. It's called Earthlings. That one is very, very, very graphic, but it really just opens your eyes to what is going on in the industry. So yeah, I hope that you guys really just take your health and our planet and these animals into consideration. Most people think that vegans are crazy, but actually it makes a lot of practical sense why you wouldn't want to consume these animals. And it all boils down to our culture. Our culture has made it so normal, like these fast food industries and the commercials on TV, they make it so normal to just like go pick up a pizza, go to Chick-fil-A, go to McDonald's. And really, like, when you think about just how much mass production of meat there is in the world, it's like, just, it breaks my heart because I can't even comprehend like how many grocery stores there are in the world and how many animals, dead animals, are through all of these stores. Like, it is just, it blows my literal mind. Some people are in the fight to end the demand for animals completely and make the world vegan. I don't know if that'll ever happen because there's always going to be a demand for animals. But if we can cut that down like drastically, if everybody on Earth could be 90% vegan, the planet would be a better place. And we wouldn't have to have a high demand for factory farms. I'm very passionate about this, and if you have any questions or want to have a discussion about this, if you want to have like a debate, let me know. I hope they have a blessed day wherever you are and whatever you're doing. Thank you so much for listening to me blab. I really, really hope that you learned something from this video and you will consider making some health conscious and world conscious changes to your lifestyle. Okay? I love you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.